Frierenkvetching. Yay.
Uh,
This episode
like,
was fine.
no, it was bad.
We have, slightly
God,
diverging opinions here, I guess, but, I don't know.
okay. Here's the thing, okay? We are now in, an arc, properly.
Yeah.
Um, so we're at a point where, we're not going to be able to, cleanly divide each episode as a single thought. If anything, we were taken aback when this episode ended, because
It
first
ends,
of all, it was in
literally in the
the
middle of the fight
middle of
scene.
a fight scene. Yeah. Um, and also just felt short.
I felt like last
Sudden.
week kind of had that problem, too. It just... Which usually when you're like, oh, time flew by. I felt like it was 5 minutes, but it was 25, and it's that's usually cited as a good thing. This, it just feels like there's a dearth of anything to latch onto in these episodes.
Yeah. And whenever next week happens and the week after and the week after, when this arc is done, in hindsight, it will probably feel better to watch, paced a bit easier in one continuous thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a fucking, not even necessarily a consequence, but just a result of a serialized TV format. Whatever, no grand statements to make on that, but it leaves us in this case with an episode where I'm
Oh, you're cutting
not
out.
sure how much we're gonna have.
Oh no.
Great death, despair. I wanted to know. Hold on.
I believe what Josh was trying to say is that this leaves us with an episode where we
I'm
don't.
here.
Hi. What you were trying to say
Yeah,
was.
we just don't have much to say.
Yeah, it's a bit of a
Like, we
light
have
episode,
to.
this one. Recap wise, really all that happens is that we get a little bit of a story from the demon's point of view, with Revolte, who
Yeah.
was their four-armed guy that we first heard about last week, who is Demon Lord General and leader of the local group of demons, seemingly.
For that matter, there's a whole scene where Stark
Mhm.
asks what a demon general is.
And they
Um,
explain it, and it's
yeah,
not interesting.
yeah, it's not even really a thing that felt like it needed to be expanded on. It's such a simple,
Yeah.
yeah, they're just fucking tough demons.
Yep. If
Cool.
there's
By the way, we already
any
saw fucking the
qual,
Zaltrak guy and Aura. Yeah,
yeah,
that's the one. Um,
and there is
God.
actually something is said here, which is if a demon is very powerful, it tends to look less human, which plays interestingly with the existence of Aura in the first season, but whatever. Who knows?
It's all
Um,
retcons.
is it retcons? It honestly just seems like,
They made up a rule.
yeah, after the fact.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know. There's a million ways you can no prize that if you want to, but
Yeah, it's not a huge deal anyway.
but
Um,
yeah, no. There's all this, and we get the stuff from Revolte's side of the story, where there's a little demon girl who is asking him about humans, which is,
she's quite cute.
yeah, and probably will not survive this arc if I had to guess.
There's a whole thing here. God, right, fuck. When Revolte confronts Stark and Genau, he tries to talk to them and is like, "Tell me your name." They they refuse. Genau's like, "Why would you give your name to a pest that's about to be exterminated?" And then Revolte's like, "All right, Dick."
Yeah, it's
That's
honestly kind
basically.
of funny, and it makes Revolte seem like the more sympathetic character in that exchange, which is
Yeah,
not what they were going for.
but I bring that up because like Freeman has, as the show repeatedly insisted, that the ability of the demons to vocalize whatsoever is something that they purely do for manipulating humans so they can, like,
Yeah, which does
fucking
not,
break into the
yeah,
communities. And that does not, uh,
square with what we see here even a little bit.
no, no, like, not even fucking slightly.
It's
And,
just
like, already, it's failing on the front of Revolte talking to Ganao and Stark. When Revolte is with his cute little pink girl, and they're, like, talking, they're, like, sharing, like, opinions.
yeah, they have like a whole
Like,
conversation.
interiority.
The
You know?
pink girl is like very interested in humans, and Revolte is like, how curious of you. I know of this other demon who is also like that. And it's like again, like this whole conversation. It just feels like the show has like forgotten its own rules about what the demons are supposed to be like. Alternately,
Yeah.
if you wanna, I'm conjuring like a Freeman fan out of thin air here, essentially. But
Yeah.
if you want to come to the show's defense, you can be like, well, clearly this is proof that what we were told in the first season was from an unreliable narrator, and that this implies like much more complexity on the part of these characters than we would otherwise have. Which I I think you can make that work, but you really
Like,
have to be looking for it, I think.
I, I'm of two minds. I think if it's that scenario, then we need to see a greater variety of demons, maybe a bit more across the moral spectrum, perhaps. Um, because, you know, if you don't do that, then it doesn't matter how much personality you give the demons if it is understood at all points that they are implicitly evil, and their culture is one that doesn't deserve to exist. You know, like, because the
Yeah,
actual
it's
reason
it's
that demons
still very
have
yeah.
a stated personality before and do now is because it is easier and more interesting to write a character this way. If
Yeah.
every single demon that you're ever going to encounter is exclusively like words are just a manipulation tool and everything we say is fake, then that that just runs it. That's gonna run its course like immediately, you know.
Yeah, which it
And
has, to
intense.
be fair.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
So this does kind of have the air of like, ah, no, like we take it back. Like actually, demons could have all kinds of personalities because now we need like actual interesting villains. Which is Revolte interesting? I wouldn't necessarily say so, but he's at least being written in a way where the story clearly thinks he is.
yeah.
Um, like oh my god, this is kind of a tangent, but the fucking four swords thing, they just keep going on about
Oh,
it
they.
in this
Oh
episode
no, it's so
over
fucking
and
tiring.
over and over again. It's like, dog, I get it, he's got
Take a
four
shot
swords. It's a
every
lot of
time.
swords, I'll give them that.
Every time they talk about the four swords, take a shot.
Yeah, it's a little
You
much is
won't
all.
live.
But
Uh,
there's that, and there's a couple other little things with Revolte that are started to get into this episode, but are not finished with this episode. So we don't really know where they're going with that yet. He also has these
yeah.
two other lackeys who have pretty interesting designs, but we don't really learn anything about them, and I wouldn't be surprised if we never do. Uh,
Yeah.
as far as
The
the
design we
the
like more was on the girl, and she fights Meth of the day, but that's like fully off screen right now.
yeah,
Here we just saw Farron doubtful that she can beat an opponent, and Frierenkvetching be like, no, you totally can.
it's really good mentor student dynamic those two have.
Like, it's so weird to me to do that because I get, it's we're not we're not even necessarily supposed to think that Farron could lose or anything. like the point here is that she's insecure and doesn't realize her own strength.
Yeah.
But that does remove tension, just kind of objectively, like in a fight scene. Frieren has already said as such. I'm not even going to do anything because you can do it.
Yeah.
It's like what am I watching for?
Yeah,
then?
it's weird how I said in like the middle-ish of this episode, just like everybody in the show talks too fucking much. Like,
yeah,
this is a very common thing with like it. I'm capitalizing all of these words. Bad anime writing, okay? Shows that just don't know how to shut the fuck up, like just constantly over explaining everything. That is like a hallmark of like a bad anime script. Just treating the viewer like a fucking dumbass who doesn't know how to keep track of anything, and
I mean,
never letting anything rest, and it's very tiresome.
With the only notable flashback in this episode, they've been quite restrained, which is nice. Geralt decides to stay behind in the town because he needs to protect the corpses while the rest hunt demons.
Mm-hmm.
And then Stark is like, "Hey, I'll stay too." And we have like a little moment where we flash back to like 2 or 3 episodes ago, and Freyren telling Stark, "There are people that live in the Northern Plateau that call it their home," which it was just said that to remind you that, like, this was a thing that we told Stark. Remember, that's why he's
character development. Hey, look at all this character development we're doing. Look at it. You remember it, right? You remember it. You're a fucking idiot who doesn't know how to keep something in your memory for 2 weeks. You remember this, right? It's like it's insulting, kind of. Like it's And it probably doesn't read that badly in manga form, but it's just like another thing where the anime stretching everything out to 24-minute chunks just makes it all so much worse. And like that's honestly that's kind of the episode. Like there's some conversation, and then there's the 2 separate. Yeah.
Look, we'll get to our favorite part of the episode in a minute.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that.
Yeah, don't worry, we will. In the midst of that Stark thing is this Genau, like, kind of waxing on his past, and he's such a... Like, I hate him, okay? I always fuck. And I don't even know what they're trying to get at with him. Like, okay, is the ultimate angle that he's a jaded bastard, but we're going to, like, reveal that, there's maybe some warmth still left.
I think that's what we're going for.
Yeah,
which
he's just so... Every character in the show is so frustratingly self-aware.
And unemotive.
Is the thing that I'm realizing bothers me. Yeah.
Like, that's...
He just sits there, neutral-faced, talking about the fact that, like, I'm not a good person because I've forsaken all these people because I, just never really cared in the first place.
Yada, yada, and yada,
and
yada.
Like, I don't... Like, huh? What is the experience that is supposed to be... What are you doing? Who cares? Like, why is this interesting?
It's just like the most leaden way to, like, dictate to the audience how you're supposed to feel about a character possible.
It is literally... Yeah. That's really all there is to it. It's
so stupid. Like, honestly, the pink-haired demon girl we meet is more interesting because she's only on screen for like a couple minutes, and we're not like constantly. I mean, there's like a little bit of it with Revolte talking about this like other guy that he knows, but the show doesn't like constantly hammer home what you're supposed to think about her. It feels like it like gives you a minute to fucking catch your breath. It's she's excitable, curious, interested. Doesn't really seem to be like other demons that we've seen. That is mostly conveyed through her speech and her like the way that she's animated. Which, my God, the show remembered that fucking character acting animation exists.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and again, like I used the word for speech, obviously fiction. I'm talking about the things that she is saying as a general like fact, as opposed to the things that the author is saying through the character to tell us how the character feels about themselves. Like, I'm kind of wording it badly. Basically, her dialogue is like natural and
Yeah.
conveys things about her in like a way that requires an amount of effort, as opposed to Genau just talking. This is who I am. This is my
Yeah.
character.
And what
I'm
blows my mind
oh,
is that the show seems way more interested in Genau than the little demon girl. And maybe that's not true long term. Like, maybe she becomes a very important character. I don't
yeah,
know.
maybe.
But I kind of doubt it.
Genau is just a fucking brick wall, though. He's so boring. And Stark sits there, talks to him, it's like, oh, fucking, you're a good person, you know? And he's like, oh, the reason that he's here in this arc is, Revolte, killed his, you know,
Buddy.
yeah,
His buddy.
his ray of light in the dark, the Deku to his Bakugo.
Let's not
Um,
be insulting to My Hero Academia, please.
no, you're right.
But like,
That guy's
just
design sucked, by the way.
he looks. He's a very generic looking character, which I mean,
Yeah.
he's a minor character in a flashback, so he doesn't have to have a good
Quoting
design.
you,
But
he looks like a Darwin incident character.
I did say that. I wasn't going to repeat it on mic, but
No,
I did say that.
yeah, I'm not letting you get away with that. He's
uh,
boring. He died protecting a child. Fucking. Honestly, what else is there to say about Genau? He's so boring.
I mean, okay.
So many characters in this setting suffer from the thing of they're all so fucking boring. Because everybody acts the same. They all sit there fucking stone-faced, and they all sit there and, like, look directly through the screen to say, this is what my character
like,
is.
here's the thing.
Me.
Okay.
Do you get it?
Here's the
what
thing.
What does Genau mean in German?
I actually have no idea. Here's the thing, okay? If you
fucking means exactly, or like.
Okay. So here's the thing. All of the actually interesting characters in this show are the ones that don't do that. Like, I talked about the demon girl in this episode already. A couple episodes back, we had the dwarf guy, and we had Milliard, I think her name was. The fucking
Milliard
elf.
Hildebrand von Gropius from Assault Lily Bouquet.
No, that's...
Oh, I know.
The elf that, like, wrote a bunch, like...
I know who you're talking about. The whole one.
Yeah. She was funny. Fucking, as far as, like, actual characters that seemed like they were going to be a main part of the cast, the priest from season 1 is kind of...
Heiter.
Yeah, Heiter. Is not Heiter. Heiter's the one who, raised Fern, right?
Sorry,
it's the other guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget his name.
Fuck, no, I can do
this. Let me look it up.
Going on the page for Freerun right now, thereby cheating. Fuck.
It is Sign. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, he was fun. Maybe he comes back at some point. I don't know. You know, or even Ubel. Like I know people have their issues with Ubel, but like again, like a character that you know speaks mostly by talking to other characters and doing things as opposed to like stares directly at the camera and tells you their entire deal. Like it's just and it's so crazy because this is like a basic storytelling thing. Like
oh yeah, no, it's impressive how much Freerun fails to do this.
Like
it feels amateurish. It's actively
it is
baffling to me that this is such a celebrated work.
It is something that I associate with like not to just turn to an easy punching bag, but like bad isekai anime. Like the whole thing of just like a character just explaining their entire thing up front, and then you're just kind of supposed to roll with that. In terms of stuff that this episode does decently well, I mean, there's a pretty alright fight scene in here. Some of it looks a little wonky. The first part of it I thought looked pretty good, but there's been a whole thing with this season, and sometimes when they want to do like a real like wow Sakuga cut, they just like make the the terrain just kind of look like runny paint, and it doesn't have the sense of like momentum and speed that I think they're going for. It just looks weird.
There's a particular shot of Revolte just swinging a sword, like a particular wind up, but he does it like fully from behind him, and it tracks the sword as he does just like, a
Yeah,
full fucking semicircle motion, and it is too.
I've got mixed
It's
thoughts on
too
that
slow.
cut
It's not like it's weird
because
how much emphasis they put on his like form and
I
the
mean,
way
like
that he fights when they were
here's
describing him, to then animate like a person using a sword in objectively a dogshit horrible way. If
it,
you swing a
like
sword from
okay.
fucking behind you,
Here's the thing.
you're losing force as you do
Here
it.
is
No,
here is
Jane,
the
I'm
thing.
fucking going off. That cut was bad.
Okay,
Also, just in terms of like animation principles, like build up, payoff, like fucking timing, it didn't do it. Like Free Ride, by the way, like generally a good looking show with like great action quite a lot of the time. That cut specifically was bad. The wind up
I
anticipation, like it's not there. Um,
I mean that cut specifically. I don't know, but some of the other
no, that cut
stuff
is
with
bad.
Revolte, I can kind of excuse because he's like literally like a snake demon.
Yeah,
But
no,
it
no, there's good
does,
stuff,
it
but that one,
does.
that cut was
Yeah, I don't
bad.
know. Because there's like the whole thing of like, oh, he can change the weight of his swords, and it's like, I I can
That seems like something
imagine
that should
how you'd
come up
animate
more in
that,
your visual.
but it I don't know. It doesn't come across quite the way that I think they wanted it to. I think that's what they were going for with that cut. Is he's supposed to be like making it heavy as he swings it, but it doesn't really scan right. I don't think.
Yeah, no, it looks light. It looks light, and also he's still doing the fucking semicircle thing. Um,
It's his fighting game input.
yeah, honestly.
But
Um,
there is one other scene in the middle of the episode that's kind of fun.
before you even like get to describing it,
Okay.
I even just want to say like in terms of characters, making an impression on the viewer through real dialogue and actions as opposed to narrating their character
uh,
synopsis to
yeah,
us, the
yeah, yeah,
viewer.
yeah. I know exactly where
Method,
you're going with this. Yes.
whom didn't really do almost anything for me in season one. I may as well have forgotten she existed. Um, and I have quickly come to realize she is the possible greatest character in the show. Because she's just kind of weird and funny.
I mean, the way I would put it is that she's a
Yeah.
pervert, but
Yeah.
like,
No, Jen, go off. What
literally,
happened? What is the thing?
like, because there's a scene in the middle of the episode where they're talking about something or other. I don't even remember what. And
Team bonding.
yeah,
Turn
like,
off your long
yeah,
distance
yeah, okay,
magic
yeah,
detection.
yeah, yeah. They Methody is Methode, who I keep mispronouncing her name, but kind of who cares. Uh, is randomly just like, Miss Freeran, can I pat you on the head? And Fern gets all offended and is like,
For the record,
now
Frierenkvetching refuses
at
until they
first, yeah,
agree now.
at first Freeran refuses, and Fern gets all offended and is like, but Miss Freeran is like a mature lady. You can't just ask people that. And then Methode produces a book out of nowhere and is like, there's a spell in here for, what the fuck did she say? Like, making it so that when you crack eggs, the fragments don't go in the bowl or something.
Yeah,
It's just
pretty
like,
much.
this shows stock gag of like spell that is objectively just not actually very useful at all. And of course, because again, this is also part of the stock gag, Freeran is suddenly like, you can pat my head as much as you want. And it's so dumb that it kind of loops back around into being genuinely funny. That's where I'm at with it. It's just like, it's really funny to me that they wrote this character and couldn't think of a more complicated characterization for her than the one who has a thing for short girls. Like, like, she just says that.
It's
Like,
one of those things. Like, I end up being so of two minds about this, by the way, because it is it is genuinely like a funny scene. It's done funnily. When Friere says like you can do anything you want to me, and Method like dies on the spot, like Kino. It is also it's this bizarre thing where it's so completely out of step with the rest of the show, and I cannot imagine
And even the rest of the
like
episode.
the rest of the show and the rest of the episode. I feel like if you're a Free fan and you're trying to convince people that you like Free this is a scene that you like hide from. You know, you're like, oh, it's sometimes it does like like anime moments. Like, don't worry about those. Like
Maybe.
they are that like I'm making up a guy to a degree, but they really are like that disparate from Free the show as described by Free fans. Even bearing in mind that a show is always going to be more than a straightforward synopsis.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, of course.
like the show has comedy scenes somewhat recurring. But this is even for a comedy scene, this is just not like the rest of Free Run. It's a moe gag.
Essentially, yeah. Which I mean,
yeah, it was funny. It was cute. It endeared me to Method. It endeared me more to Free Run. It
scary.
was the first time a Fern pout has felt like, oh, that's kind of funny.
In ages.
Yeah, but also, it's like it's my favorite scene in Free Run, and it's also nothing like the image people have of Free Run. So I'm stuck between this, like, okay, so what is a good Free Run thing then? Because this is a good bit.
Well, I mean,
here, Free Run bit.
Like, here's the thing, right? Like, the first season had those like, very, very lightly ecchi jokes of like, Frieren getting caught in the mimic, or the fucking
flip kid.
The skirt flip kid, or the fucking clothes dissolving potion. So like this is clearly also part of what Frieren is. And honestly, here's a fucking hot take for you. It might be the part that I respect most, because it's just doing like a simple thing and it's mostly doing it okay. I'm not saying I'd watch a whole show of this, but
I can sit there and say this is like really disparate with the rest of the experience of watching Free Run, and it doesn't match with the version of Free Run that people tell me is so good. But the thing is, the rest of Free Run sucks. And if this was more in brand with what Free Run is usually like, that scene would have also sucked. And instead, it did something that is completely unlike Free Run, and just like the type of moe gag you would see in like a fucking Kirara show.
Yeah.
And it was Kino, and it was peak, and it was the most fun I've had since the funny dwarf guy a couple weeks ago.
Like, would I watch a show that's just that? No, but I mean, yeah, you and I are different people.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Like, I just... It's so wildly off tone from the rest of the episode that it feels like it's just like a... like you just teleported in from another show entirely.
Just for the record, you and I are the people on the planet that have talked the most about this scene.
I don't know if that's true.
I don't think it is.
I
think if you're a Free Run fan, you watch this episode, you talk about how fucking cool the fight was. You talk about how fucking...
I don't know, Josh. Like, okay.
You don't talk... You might say, like, oh, the method that was cute. I want to pat Free Run.
Yeah, okay. That is true.
Like,
okay,
yeah,
well,
but
you didn't
like
really
actual
need to...
extended like discussion
about it. Yeah, I don't. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Because I will say, like, I'm not gonna paint the fandom as hypocritical. It does seem like they mostly enjoy these comedy bits too. It's odd a thing to reconcile with the rest of what the show is. And I think if the show didn't already have this huge problem of feeling like a couple different anime in a trench coat, I would maybe not give this like any thought at all. But it does, so
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
I don't know, just an
Yeah,
odd
that's
little,
cool.
just an odd little scene, really.
Yeah. There's virtually nothing else in the episode, honestly.
Um,
At the end, Geno sprouts like 2 black angel wings, which is the type of thing that looks awesome on a character that doesn't look like he does.
I thought it was alright.
I didn't, because I'm a hater. Marcus Gano is just a guy. His design is just a guy. He has vague fantasy robes and normal person, your office co-worker hair. Like, he's nobody. And admittedly, the more I like go into how much of a nobody he is, the more giving him like cool black angel wings sounds funny. It sounds cool in a funny way. The thing is, it's not cool in a funny way. Japanese salaryman from like Mugen D, a fucking stock photo of just like a guy in a suit, furling,
You
unfurling
cannot
black
be
angel
referencing
wings.
Mugen
That
D in
rules.
this series. No one
Nah, don't
here
worry
knows
about
what
it.
that is but us.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. And okay, a normal guy sprouting black angel wings is kind of funny. This is not that, because he is still like a fantasy guy. You know, I thought he looked stupid. I don't think they look good on him. I think if it's like Frierenkvetching did it, might also look a bit weird actually. I don't know how many Frierenkvetching characters I think would suit black angel wings.
Maybe the guy with the blue hair that I keep forgetting his name.
Himmel the hero.
Not Himmel the hero. The fucking the other mage that we met again that was at the exam arc. I forget his name. Hold on. I'm looking.
I've got no idea.
I'm looking.
I have got
Am I
no
misremembering his
idea.
hair color? I was so sure he had blue hair. He had like spiky blue hair.
Werble has gray hair.
Verbal, that's his name. Yeah, okay. Is it
Yeah,
gray?
okay.
I thought it was blue.
Yeah. No, it's gray.
Man, this
It's
tells you
definitely
how
gray.
much of a fucking impression these characters leave on me, doesn't it?
They're also boring is why. Every fucking character in the setting is the most boring fuck alive. Yuval has armpits. Kane and
I am not
have
gonna let
boobs.
you sit there and reduce Yubel to armpit jokes. She is
I don't
actually interesting. Kind
Okay,
of.
you're
A
right.
little
Yuval is
bit.
fun. Kane and Luine have their Yuri shit.
They're boring
Kraft
too.
is kind of fun because no, they have their Yuri shit. Okay?
That's
Let
not
them,
interesting
you know.
if neither of the characters are
It's
interesting.
more interesting than fucking Werble.
That's true.
It's more interesting than fucking Genau. Why is Genau having an arc? Who cares? Like, do something with him if he's going to be this fucking vote. How come the only good character other than fucking what's his fuck? Ubel. I don't like Ubel, by the way.
I do.
But fine. I will accept that Ubel is good. How come the only good character in that entire fucking arc is Danken? Danken's Kino.
And you know who has yet to show up since the fucking second season started? Danken. He's
I don't want him to.
been missing in
I like
action.
Danken right now, and if he comes back, there's a chance.
Well, okay,
I hate him.
like, maybe I'm misremembering this, but here's what fucks me up. Wasn't
No, he
Danken's
wanted to
whole
go to
thing?
Northern Lights
Yeah,
just to visit his wife's grave.
yeah, wasn't
That
that?
was it.
Yeah,
Which is cool. That's like neat.
yeah,
You
but
know?
like,
he
if
doesn't need to
that
be
would-
this grand.
here's
fucking-
here's the thing though, like, if he's already up here, it's weird that they haven't run into him, right? Like, that feels like foreshadowing.
I don't know. At the same
Maybe he'll
time,
show
I
up
almost
later.
think it's more interesting or compelling to just have like a guy who doesn't have any like greater significance
Grandiose shit
necessarily.
going on, because that is kind of
He
his whole
just-
thing. Is he like kind of rejects the attempts to put greater significance on him. Danken is actually quite an interesting character. It's kind of a shame that
Yeah, no, he's
it's,
nice.
like, not that much done with him.
Honestly, I'm okay. I'm still okay with that insofar as like just a guy that you have an encounter with at one point that has his own shit going on, and then you never hear from them ever again. I think that's like fun and interesting. In a show so obsessed with travel, that type of character seems like it should be more common, if anything.
It's
But
true.
ever since the fucking tuning exams, we've decided. I'm exaggerating, I really am, but like, I don't know, this feeling that we can just encounter the same, like, couple people across this, like, gigantic world and so many years of traveling, like, makes the world feel smaller. It made the world feel smaller that we met Werbel in, like, the first or second episode of this season. And he was like, oh, yeah, fucking this thing. It makes the world feel smaller that, the first class mages in the exam are all just hanging out. Fucking Sari decided that Method and Ganao should partner up to go kill demons. And then while they were doing that, Frierenkvetching, it's like, yeah, all these characters know each other, but, like,
Listen, I
it's
agree with
coincidences,
you.
it's chance encounters. Why isn't
I
it some more
agree
about
with
that?
you. I'm just saying that it really feels like they foreshadowed Dankin being involved in this arc, and that he hasn't been
Yeah.
so far is odd to
No,
me.
for the record, if we
That's
see
all I'm
Denkin again,
saying.
like, sure, whatever. Um, but just more broadly, I hate how small this world feels, despite the importance placed on traveling across it and the amount of
Yeah.
time that
I
that
mean,
takes.
to be fair, a couple episodes ago we did get that dwarf guy and Milliard, and those were great
Yeah, we do
characters
still
that we are
sometimes get,
probably never going to
you
see
know,
again. Which
yeah,
is a
um,
double-edged sword, but it means that those two are like unambiguous, like high points of the show of this season, certainly.
yeah. No,
Um,
it's
so that's a good
it's
thing.
a complicated thing, but at the very least, like I'm not into this arc, and I don't know if I'm going to get into this arc.
I
I
want
also
to be
kind of
into it,
wonder.
but I'm just not there. Not
I
yet.
have to wonder how much of this is, quote, an arc, because, like, we've got 3 episodes of the season left.
I imagine that
Dark
we're
and
adapting the
Genau
rest
are
of it.
already fighting the guy, and then the 2 minions we saw with him
That's a fair
are
point.
also
Yeah.
being fought, other than Pink Girl. You're right, actually. No, Pink will kill 4 swords, and Pink
I
Girl will
would
be okay if
love
she wins
nothing
6
more.
swords.
I would love nothing more than if Pink Girl gets away, and because Freeren's party killed Revolte, she has an actual motive to become an antagonist later. Do you know how much of a step up that would be from what we've dealt with for most of this show? Like
I have a much better step up,
a
and
villain
it's
with an
the
actual
fact that to me,
fucking like reason to dislike these characters. What is it?
it's too fanficky to ever happen,
Sure,
but
that's fine. This is a safe
Revolte
space.
is killed. She's like, oh, that guy was kind of suffocating and never wanted to, let me fulfill my desire to learn about
I
humans
don't
and
think
shit.
that squares with what
And
we
then she
see.
just kind of, like, isn't evil. It's just like, yeah, I'll just, like, hang out with you guys, because I'm
There's
curious about you.
simply there is
No, yeah,
simply no
like I said,
way.
it's too,
I think
it's
even what I
too
said is
fanfic for
probably
me.
not gonna happen, or even anything close to
No.
that. But like,
No, the
uh,
first demon in Free Rent to not be, like, intrinsically evil being this pink girl. It's not happening. They will never make a demon
I
that isn't intrinsically evil. They
I would
will
be
repeatedly
shocked.
emphasize the individuality, personality, and so on. Oh, I'll talk about that in a second. They'll do all those things with the demons and then also still insist that they're intrinsically evil and theirs is a culture that does not deserve to exist. Um, but in saying that, I did remember the one other thing this episode that we felt like we could talk about. Um, like fucking 20 episodes ago, there was this whole thing where demons generally only study one type of magic because pride. Uh, and then Fan is like, wait, how come they're flying and have other magic or whatever? Um, and then Freyren is just like, oh, flying isn't even like, it doesn't even register as magic to them. Like, you don't think of walking as something special, do you? And Fan's like, oh, Naruhodo. Um, and that's interesting. in a sense, like, you know, a part of the magic of the setting being so
Yeah,
innate to this particular
yeah, I think this is kind of
species and
interesting. Yeah.
culture that, you know,
Sorry, I got
they don't think
sidetracked by
anything
Twitter.
of
My
it.
bad. No, that
Right.
is. I was listening, but I just
It's
you know.
okay.
But
Um,
yeah, no, I think that the whole well, flying doesn't even register as being magical to them is kind of an interesting thing. I feel like we're never
it,
gonna do anything with it, but it's a nice detail,
to
I
be honest,
guess.
I feel like that was a. I feel like they don't want the demons only use one kind of magic to be a thing, but they also didn't want to retcon it, you know? So they just,
Yeah, yeah, it's like a yeah.
like, create this thing, which is
In
whatever. It is a neat enough solution to
yeah, it registers
a problem running into yourself.
a bit of a no prize. Do people know what that is? I say that a lot? Do people have any idea what a no prize is?
I don't believe I've heard the
Okay.
term.
In like older Western comic book fandoms, people used to write in. Uh, People would sometimes like notice plot holes and write into
The
the
letters
letter
column.
column about them, and various uh, ways of dealing with this popped up. One of which was, nicknamed the No Prize, which is like, you basically you get the guy that's answering the letters column telling you, "Wow, you sure are smart. Here you go," and then that's kind of it. It's it's an in universe logical
There.
explanation for something that doesn't make sense at first, but which is not like a main part of the story. And so when I say it sounds like it kind of seems like an internal no prize, it's like this is something that the author came up with after the fact to like plug a logical hole in the story. I feel like maybe not. That's where I'm at with that. Do we have anything else
Something
to
like
say
that,
about this
anyway, I would
episode?
say. Um, I'm trying to think. I hate Oh, Stark. Fish. Starkfish.
Starkfish,
Starkfish's off
yeah,
screen.
yeah,
Um,
very good.
but Stark. Yeah, yeah. So the show is saved, thankfully. Um, I did say early on, this is on the record. I don't remember if I said this. This might not be on the record. If Stark fishes every episode,
Yeah.
I would give it a 10 out of 10. Yeah, they failed, but I appreciate when it is alluded to. Um, I appreciate it even more when it happens explicitly.
Yeah.
But
And then you and I get to say our fishing
as
related
a side note, I don't
catchphrases,
know
and it's
how
very
near
fun.
we are. Yeah, yeah, exactly. If it was a good evening, I'd be.
And then I say, told the wife I
Go
was
on.
going to the bank, didn't say which one. And then, yeah, it's very funny.
Exactly.
It's a fun
Yeah,
little
no, it's
bit
a
we
good
do
bit.
because we're extremely lame people.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
disagree with that assertion.
me too.
Um,
But
yeah, but no, I did not think this was a good episode of Free Run. Um, it's hard to be convinced that good episodes of Free Run are even possible after a certain point. Um, yeah, that's where I'm at. Fuck Genau.
mm-hmm.
I want the fuck Method. Um,
um, hmm. I feel like you're kind of stealing my thunder a little bit, but okay.
yeah, I decided to own you.
Yeah.
Genau, fucking dog. I can't believe we're getting the arc about fucking Genau.
It's very funny
Like,
that he's
honestly,
like
oh,
one
he's
of the
cynical
main
because he's seen so
characters
many people die. It's like, who cares?
in this
I don't give a
storyline.
fuck, man. How come Freerun is more emotional than you? Fucking Freerun. Because Freerun's the Moe character, so she gets to be all like, I'm
Frierenk's the
looking for
fucking
you, but I'm
everything
in the
character. Like
streets.
this is a whole
I
bit that I could
know.
rant about for hours. Like it just
Freerun is a mascot character. Fully malleable.
for her own show, yeah, kind of.
Like,
Uh,
there are 3 elves, but it just keeps going.
There's 3,000 elves. I don't know,
Yeah.
man.
I mean, all those free runs you described, are any of them when free run makes the, like, RP XD anime
Okay,
girl
like,
face?
so actually, yes. Like,
Yeah, I
go,
know, I
going by the
remember.
like going by the framework that I
The
set
wizard.
up, yes, the mage of just like the one who is like the most lighthearted of the three main modes of
Yeah.
the character, and is the
Grimoire
one who
Pog.
what?
Grimoire Pog.
Yeah, the one who does that, and is the one who's the butt of most of the show's jokes about the character, and it's just,
Yeah.
the reason that I framed that as her being essentially three characters in one in that article is because they just don't make sense in the same person. Which is not to say that a character can't have a lot of depth and layers, but the show makes no effort to make it seem like she's one person who feels all of these things. It just completely changes how they depict her depending on what
Yeah.
she's doing, which is different.
It's one of
It's
those things, if the show was able to compellingly, like, have all those aspects of Free Rent's character feel like they belong to one individual, one storied, experienced individual who's lived a very long life and has seen a lot of
uh
different things, that could probably would just be interesting. It might make the show worth watching on its own, you know?
mm-hmm.
If you're able to provide that much, like, depth for one single character, yeah, I mean, sometimes that's good enough to make the entire show, like, just
Which
valuable to people, That type of character study
at that
is
point
just a
we're
thing that
talking about
works with people.
like the sort of character who would be the lead in honestly like Kino's journey or something, like a character with
Fucking,
a lot of like
like a good night Pin as
layers
well or
to
something.
her.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's a
Um,
very different series, but yeah, I suppose
no,
so.
I mean, in terms of, I've never read that manga, by the way, so I'm fucking purely
Oh,
like
okay.
speculating.
I've at least watched the
um,
anime of Kino's journey, so I'm not
no, I mean,
completely
Pin
blowing smoke.
sorry. Um, yeah. I've also seen Kino's Journey. It's pretty Kino.
Yeah, it
It
is.
fucking logs free read every day of the week.
Also
Um,
launched Aoi Yuki's career, which is a very fun. Well, it's maybe not launched, but it's like
well,
her earliest
it
voice
more part
acting
of it.
role, which is a
Yeah.
funny thing.
Um,
And then she was in the remake many years later. The remake's
yeah,
not
which
very
is
good. Now we're just talking about Kino's
yeah.
journey.
It's still a better show. The remake is also a better show than Free Run. I've never seen the remake. I just
It's
assume whole fucking heartedly that it's better anyway, because Free Run sucks. Yeah, no, Free Run the character was a bit more consistent or convincing
yeah.
in all these different roles that she exists in. The show would be a bit better. It's hard to even. It's, if anything, it's bizarre that, like, Free Run is like, yeah, fair, you killed this demon because you're strong enough to do it. It's like the way the fucking show made me think of Free Run. She should be, like, foaming at the mouth to, like, kill this demon.
You'd
Like,
think,
that's
yeah.
yeah,
No, we have not seen a whole lot of quote unquote Freerun the Slayer in this arc, which is kind of weird because you'd think that the I, I don't know. Like I would think that the show would be jumping at the opportunity to have her, do some Doom guy shit, but
so that's what Gana was for.
I guess so.
Gana
Like
was gonna sit there and be like, I would never give my name to a pest I intend to exterminate. And it's like, if you
God,
feel, you only fucking said that for the audience's sake, by the way, because if you
like
think it's
just
a pest, it's not even worth giving your name to.
just
It's not
just
even worth fucking talking
like
to. If you already acknowledge that their intelligence is fucking fabricated for the sake of invading fucking human society, and that all their words are fake, then you
yay.
understand that anything you say to them doesn't matter. Why do you refuse to
I
give
think
it the
that's
honor of having a name, but do give it the honor of replying to it? And I'm itting it. I'm itting fucking.
now. The
No,
demon? I don't know
the
what you're
demon.
doing. We've got our
So,
like third or fourth
like,
Josh rant this episode.
just fucking. It's one of those things that is just Freerun. The show is just amateurly written. if Genau didn't say anything, that would actually be more ineffective. It just continue like he doesn't. Demons in the setting, it is understood, use language entirely as a tool to manipulate humans. There is thus no reason whatsoever for anybody to like vindicate them with a response, to dignify it. And Genau
Well,
refuses to give his name.
there is one reason we could read onto the show, but at that point we're being actively uncharitable in like a way that
I mean,
you know,
fucking, it feels like the only explanation.
you know, like
Point
the
is,
other,
like,
like, the thing is, you can be
Genau
like,
doesn't want to dignify fucking guy by giving him
yeah,
his own name, but he still talks to him.
okay,
He
Josh,
still
I'm sorry,
responds
but
to
you have
him,
just
and
repeated
in
yourself
doing
like
so,
3 times in
I
a row.
know
Are you
it's just why
okay?
does he acknowledge? Like, why? How are you willing to acknowledge the demon's intelligence? Why? Like, it's it's bad. It's badly written. Why
Yeah,
do people
yeah,
think
it
this is
is.
good?
I
Why is
mean,
anybody convinced that this is
like,
fucking the best anime of all time? What the fuck?
are you okay?
I I'm giving this season a 1 out of 10. I don't
Okay,
fucking care. I
all
will take
right.
the fucking hater claim on the fucking nose. This is bad. This is dog
I
shit. It is not good
we
at
can
all.
we can talk about the like greatest anime
Yeah, talk
of
about
all
score
time
later.
uh claim for a second, because like I'm not the hugest fan of Full Metal Alchemist, but damn, dude.
Oh, Film Alchemist mocks us so,
uh
so hard. It is kind of disgusting to me that these two exist in the same conversation.
I just
Like,
wish I
I'm not the
understood.
hugest fan of Brotherhood either, by the way. But it's just so much better considered, put together, consistent, interesting, exciting. It operates in a lot more tonal spaces and it does all of them better, and it has much more to say about much more
Like,
parts of the human experience than fucking Freerun
do we
does.
think it's genuinely partly like I'm desperately searching for a way to phrase this that is not like ridiculously insulting to people that like the show. Do we think it is in part a like lack of frame of reference thing? Like if you're like 17
Maybe.
and like most of the other anime you've seen are like, not very good isekai adaptations, does this really just seem like that much better? I guess it
Like,
would.
I guess.
Like, this is definitely better than like the Water Magician or something like that. But
Yeah.
I mean, it that's a low bar to clear though, and I don't know. It's just
It's also
like,
probably just like a wrong assumption is the other thing, because as we know, like we know so many people that have watched so many anime whom are also like, yeah, Free Ren's like fucking fantastic.
I
No
guess
shade to any of them.
I just
But
like it. Like I can say it a million times, and if you don't believe me by now, you never will. But like, I do just wish I understood what people saw in this. Like,
yeah.
even if I didn't agree still, I just wish I had a better grasp on like, because I remember years ago reading a column from somebody I respected and do respect about the first season. And they were like, they said something to the effect of like they called the show obviously good, like so obviously good, which is a phrasing that I also use for things occasionally, but not this obviously. And I was just like, well, clearly not, because I don't.
Yeah.
I just don't
No,
see it.
I I I agree. There are a lot of other shows, popular acclaimed shows, where a person could describe them as obviously good, and even if I strongly disliked them, I wouldn't
Yeah.
even necessarily take any contention with the description obviously good, because it's typically easy for me to see what people like in a thing, even if I
You know,
don't,
like a
as I
Gundam
said
or
last
something,
week.
right? Like an OG Gundam or something, but or even if something like not that influential, like trying to think of good examples and completely fucking blanking.
It's kind of influential, but like I'm on Miles Top 50 right now and seeing like Spirit Away, Cowboy
Yeah,
Bebop, a
yeah,
bunch of Mob Psycho stuff,
like
Finland Saga more recently, Your Name, Violet Evergarden,
yeah, okay.
Apothecary Diaries is in the top 30, which is awesome. Um, you know,
I haven't seen all of those, but of the ones I've seen, like
no, I haven't
yeah,
either.
I understand.
Um,
Like even Cowboy Bebop, which if anybody reads my site regularly, they know I'm less positive on than a lot of people my age. Uh, that show is it's obvious why people like it.
yeah,
This is the only commonality I can think of, and I don't want to think this little of people. Is kind of the stopping point that I always hit with these kinds of assumptions. The only
yeah.
commonality I can think of is that there is very little about Frieren that is obviously culturally Japanese, and part of me, admittedly,
God.
wonders if that's a part of it. Like just the fact that with a little bit of you stand far enough back and you don't look too closely, you could imagine
Although,
this story coming from anywhere. I've seen people describe it as Tolkiensian, which is a baffling statement to me. Like I have my problems with some of Tolkien's work, but it like I don't know.
man did a lot more about her to make a world, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. they like
I don't know how much the culturally Japanese thing necessarily applies insofar as I'm thinking about like Naruto and Demon Slayer being two things that are like extremely historically popular.
that's true,
Obviously, something like
but
an Attack on Titan, Full Metal Alchemist, My Hero Academia
well, here's the
take a
thing.
bit more
Okay,
like Western influence in their
yeah,
settings and
the
stuff. So
thing
it's
is
like, yeah,
this,
okay.
right? Like uh, uh, Naruto, um, Demon Slayer, My Hero Academia. Those are all battle shonen anime, and Frieren also pretty much is.
Yeah.
But listen to
Total
me here.
fancy.
Listen to me here. It kind of goes out of its way to hide that influence if you're not actually like looking for that. Like
No, that's fair.
there is a real attempt to, and I guess you could frame this as a good thing about the show if you wanted to, but there is a real attempt to make it seem very fantasy-y. Obviously, a lot of what this is drawing from is Dragon Quest, which is also Japanese, but like I don't know. I like again, like I don't want to think that little of people. Like I don't want to assume that one of the reasons that this is so widely liked is that it's just like, oh well, people like anime, but not the people who make it, because that is a thing that people have observed sometimes.
Yeah.
There's definitely a kind of anime fan of whom that is true.
It's one
Um,
of those things, people that tweet, like, I wish anime didn't have as much, like, Diddy Blood shit.
yeah, just
Like,
that kind
those
of Twitter
tweets just
poster.
come
Yeah,
around, like, pretty often because a fair amount of people just somehow think of an entire medium as being that, like, all
yeah.
the time.
It's
It's like, okay, man, fucking
that
Jesus.
those kind of people are we can just say like obviously stupid and tiresome.
Yeah.
Is there an overlap between that kind of person and the sort of person who likes this show? I don't know.
There could be. Which,
Maybe.
okay, fucking, by the way, like, if we're saying that, I'm absolutely gonna, like, apologize to the Free Run fandom for the first time in my life and say, I know that most of you guys aren't, that type of person. I, you know,
No, like
sorry if it
okay.
sounded like I did.
It's
Fuck that type of person.
it's just like if it was
Would you rather
just
have a Free Run
some
fan
no
son or...
stop. If it was just like some people we knew who liked this and we didn't get it, that would be one thing, right? It's that it's
Yeah.
some people we know and then also like most Western anime fans, seemingly. Like that it's both is the weird part. and I know that we've said basically this before in previous episodes. It has not stopped being true. Like, it's just strange. I don't know. I don't get it. This episode was, like, kind of okay, I guess.
I simply disagree.
And here's the terrible part, is that, like, I don't think that it was okay strongly enough to really, like, object to your disagreement. So, what does that say?
Yeah. But no, that's not a week of Freeren. Subscriber will delete all 10 method porn images off of the internet.
An apocalypse for me specifically. Good night, everybody.
Penis.